welcome back to another week's reading vlog. If you are new here, my name is Mary. I am vlogging every week in October while I try to do my October reading challenge, which is to read 31 books in 31 days. If you've been keeping up with my vlogs, then you know that that's not going the best, but I did manage to finish 4 books last week. I finished 2 books the first long weekend, so I'm at about 6 books for, is it the 11th today, Murph? Murphy's in here with me today. We also have, a Pennywise costume that we stuffed because we're going to a friend's Halloween party at the end of the month and we wanted to see if we could stuff it and if it would look creepy, and we can stuff it and it does look creepy, so that's just going to be sitting there. Please ignore the man behind the curtain. But yeah, I'm excited to start this week's reading vlog. It is actually Sunday, so I am doing my due diligence by starting on time. It's like 2:45. I'm gonna tune into some reading sprints with Molly from Mind of Molly. She's doing live reading sprints that start at 3, so I'm really excited to get going with that. And I thought I would show you what I'm reading now. So I'm currently reading Your One and Only by Adrian Finley. This is like a young adult sci-fi, and it's set in the like a post-apocalyptic world, Earth, and it follows these, like, they're not robots. I'm not really sure exactly what they are. They're called Homo factus. Which I'm sure if I spoke Latin that would really help, but I know homo is like people, like Homo sapiens are humans. They're basically made in generations, so there are 10 in each generation, and they are, what is the word I'm looking for? They're modeled after the like 9 creators of them, so there's 9 different models, and then there's one Homo sapien clone named Jack, who they've made, that's around the same time, and it's a love story between him and then one of the models, called Althea 310, because each of the generations has like a number following it. So it's pretty interesting so far. I'm about 42 pages in, so not terribly far, but we've been introduced to the like 2 love interest characters, and I think part of it is that there aren't any like traditional families or like relationships in this book, it doesn't seem. So I don't really know what they are. They're not artificial intelligence, but they're like grown in a lab. I'm not entirely sure. They're like clones of somebody who's just grown in a lab, and they can all like feel the same things as each other. It's very confusing so far, but I'll probably have a better explanation for what they are as we get deeper into it. I'm sure I'll learn more about it, but that's really weird to me. Just reading, it's very odd. But I did pick this up at a half-price books at some point, and then of course I'm still chugging along with Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall. I only have the audiobook of this for 4 more days, I believe, including today, which means I think I have to return it on Wednesday. So that means I have to listen, and I have about 10 hours left of the audiobook, 10 and a half hours, which I listen on double speed, so that's like 5 hours and some change, so I'm gonna have to listen to like 2 hours a day, I think, which I usually listen to about an hour, if that, like an hour. I usually go on walks that equate to like 45 minutes with the dogs, and then I will listen to it for like 15 to 30 minutes additionally. So I'm gonna have to listen to it for like an extra hour and some change. So I don't know how reasonable that's gonna be, but I think I can do it, and I'll just have to read this physically because I'm anticipating finishing this today or tomorrow, and then just working on this pretty much until it's like completed. I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not I should just DNF this if I run out of the audiobook, just because like I'm not loving it, and I have a feeling at this point I think I'm gonna give it 2 stars, maybe 3. I don't know, it just depends on how things go. But so many people love this book, and I feel like a quitter if I DNF, just especially for this reading challenge. But I mean, I will say I've gotten 360 pages in, which is like longer than a lot of books. It's longer than this. It's longer than any of the graphic novels I have to read. So we'll just see. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some like comfy clothes on, get some ambiance going for my reading sprints, and I will check in with you guys soon. So it's Monday, and I finished this last night, so I'm just checking in. I did finish Your One and Only last night. I really liked this. I'm wondering if there's going to be a sequel. I know Adrian Finlay, the author, released another different YA dystopian this year, so I'm interested to check that out now. I haven't heard anything about it. I can't remember what it was called, but I looked her up on Goodreads to see if there was going to be a sequel to this, but it's not listed as part of a series. Yeah, I really liked this. It reminded me a lot of The Giver, just with the world building and the way that things sort of were. I don't remember what all I told you about it, but they're generations of clones. There are 9 prototypes for the clones, and they're based on the 9 scientists who created them in a post-apocalyptic world. And I think we're in the 320 generation is the newest clones, the children, but we're following someone in the 310 generation. And so there's 10 of each clone type in each generation, and they live to be 100 and then they're terminated, which again is kind of similar to The Giver, where they have someone's I can't remember what they call it in The Giver, but it's the ceremony where they're euthanized, basically. It's the same type of thing that happens here. Yeah, I really liked it, and it was interesting the way that they showed, because I thought that homo factus, which I looked it up, by the way, it means man-made, because homo means man. Homos is Greek, and that means same, so that's where homosexual and stuff comes from. Anyways, in case you were curious, because I was very confused. But homo factus means man-made, and so they're clones, and they clone each other, but they're also human. They're human clones, which is kind of confusing because they acted like Jack was something entirely different from them. Jack is the human that they make who has not been altered. But anyways, I really like this. I would highly recommend it. I don't want to give anything away really, but it does just follow one of the 310 generations. It's Althea 310. She is one of the points of view, and then Jack, the human, is the other point of view. And it just talks about how they experience the world differently. The generations, the siblings, they do this thing called communing, which is where they have communal feelings. So if one of them is hurt, all of them feel that pain. It's less, to a lesser degree, but that's how they are able to bond, and that's how they relate to each other, is that they all feel the same things. If someone's anxious, everybody can feel their anxiety, but also everyone can push their own calm onto the anxious person. So that was really interesting, but fracturing is when you can no longer commune with your family members. So when you become so different from them that you can't share feelings anymore, or you keep secrets from them because you don't want to share feelings. So that's a big part of it as well. Really interesting. I would really recommend it. It sounds so cheesy because the tagline is there's nothing more human than love, which cheesy, right? But it was actually, I thought, really well developed. So I don't know, my only gripe, I guess if you can call it that, is I wish it had been a little bit longer, and I wish it had spent more time developing the world that they're in and delving into because pretty well the traditions and the things that happen for this one generation, age group, the teens, what they're doing, but Althea 310 doesn't really tell you what it was like being a child there and how you were raised. So that there's not really family groups, but you don't know, as teenagers, they live in this dorm with their siblings, so there's 10 beds and all 10 of them just live together, but you don't know what the older people, do they still live with their siblings? You don't know. So I would like to have known more about, what happens as time goes on. I did think it was really interesting that they all look the same. Of course, if someone gets hurt, then they'll have, a scar that's different from the others that you can differentiate them by, but for the most part, they all look the exact same, which is wild. I don't know. I would be interested to see if they make it a movie out of this. I feel that would be really bizarre and kind of cool. I don't know. But I did really enjoy it, so I would recommend it. If you liked The Giver, I think you would like this. Then I'm still chugging along with Wolf Hall. I haven't updated the marker of where I am, but I've listened to it for an hour this morning. As I mentioned, I think yesterday, I'm gonna have to listen to this for 2 hours a day to get it finished on time. So fingers crossed I can do that. If not, I guess I'll read the rest of it manually, but I'm kind of not looking forward to doing that. So I hope I can just listen to it and it'll be fine. I still feel the same about it, where I'm maybe I'll give it 3 stars if I really like the ending, but for now it's a 2-star. I don't really know. Then I picked up last night, once I finished Your One and Only, I picked up A Little Life, which is 800 pages. So maybe a mistake, but I really want to get to this one. So I'm only like 30 pages in, probably not even, probably like 15. Yeah, I'm 16 pages in, 30. Who do I think I am? But from what I can tell, this follows a group of, I think they're gay men, I think. They haven't really said anything about it yet. Well, one of them has, like I mentioned, making advances towards his boss. So once I know more about this, I'll give you more of an update. But I'm pretty sure this follows a group of gay men who were friends in college and are like now living their young adult lives in New York City. I'll let you know how it goes. And then I haven't started this one yet, but I think I'm going to pick up Spook for the meantime as well. Just for in case this gets heavy and dense. I don't think it will. It doesn't read very densely right now, but I know it is kind of a heavier book. This is more of like a humorous nonfiction on like what happens to your brain when you die. So I think that's interesting. And I'm excited to read this as well. And that means if I can finish Wolf Hall this week, which I think I can, that'll be 2 down at least. This will make it 3. And then I don't know if I'll finish this, but if I finish this, I'll definitely pick up something else that's different than this. Maybe I'll leave Extraordinary Gentleman. I have one of the volumes of that as a graphic novel, or I have The Watchmen, a bind-up, which I do really want to get to The Watchmen. It's, again, one of my boyfriend's favorite, like, graphic novels, so hopefully I really enjoy that. Because I really liked V for Vendetta last week. But that is the only update that I have for you right now. I have to do some class stuff. I had class this morning, and then I have class this afternoon, so I have not a project, but I have, like, an assignment that's due at 3, so I need to work on that. It's about noon. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think right now I'm going to take my dogs for a walk, listen to some more of Wolf Hall, and then I'll come back, make myself some lunch, and do my classwork. Hello, it's Wednesday. I am back in front of my shelves. As you can see, I've got my LBJ Presidential Library mug with a cup of green tea in it. And I wanted to update you on my reading before I have my afternoon class. So I'm almost done with Wolf Hall. I'm going back and forth on whether I care about reading the rest of the series or not, because this is definitely not getting more than a 3, and at this point I'm between a 2 and a 3 still. I'll just have to see what it gets on Compile, but I just don't know if I care enough, I guess, to continue the series. But I'm also, like, kind of interested in what happens now, like, historically. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, I've got, like, 30 pages left. I'm on page 626 of 650, so I have 25 pages left, 24 pages left of this. I'll definitely finish this today. I'm kind of saving the last chunk for my afternoon walk. I did some chores around the house today, which is how I listened to so much of it. So I'm only like 64 pages into this, but I have already cried. And I don't know if I've mentioned, A Little Life follows 4 men who met in college, and I thought they were just all gay men, because for some reason that was like what I thought I'd heard of the book. I don't think they are, though. I think Willem is, I don't know. Some of them are interested in women. I don't know if they're also interested in men, so they're bi. I'm not really sure. But I think that, like, sexuality, I'm pretty sure, plays a large part in this book. And I'm also interested because I thought this book fundamentally followed Jude, who suffers from chronic pain. We don't know why yet. He has some kind of leg problem. Anyways, so I'm not very far into this at all. This is like an 800-page book. We're working on it. I haven't started Spook at all yet. I still have high hopes to start and finish this week, and we'll see if that happens. And then I did decide that I'm gonna listen to Grapes of Wrath next as an audiobook when I'm finished with Wolf Hall. Also, I'm going to get a drink with a friend today, which I'm really excited about. I haven't actually met up with a friend since March. So, and this friend I haven't seen in years. She moved to Bulgaria for a while and was working over there, and now she's back in the Northwest Arkansas area. I'm really excited. I'm gonna go get drinks with her tonight. I haven't decided what I'm wearing, but I'll probably show you my outfit. I know you care. I also painted my nails while I was watching my health law lecture. Oh, I have a lot of schoolwork stuff that I need to do. Yeah, that's really it. That was it for this update. I think I'm sitting right here and I'm looking at my plant. I wanna show you my plants. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Let me flip you around. So this is our aloe vera plant. Matt's mom got it for us when we moved in together, 2 years ago. And so we had this at our first apartment, and he's been split up a few times. Look how big it's getting. And now we moved into this really beautiful pot. And then over here, sorry, this is just a really old lamp. We have the succulent that I bought from, I kept wanting to say Goodwill, Lowe's. Or maybe, yeah, no, I got it from Lowe's Garden Center. And it's not doing super hot. As you can see, it's got some dead leaves that I had to pull off. Apparently, I thought that meant when the leaves turned this like brown color, they turned yellow first, and I assumed that that meant that there wasn't enough water. But apparently it means that you're overwatering. So I looked it up and then immediately stopped watering the plants. I also have this little guy that's got roots now, and he's growing. But we're hopefully, keeping that nice and growy. And those are my plants. I used to have chives and basil and stuff here as well, but all of it died. Actually, while we were moving, I expected it to die in the fall because that's typically, like, from what I understand, what happens. But literally all of my herbs, I had chives, parsley, basil. That might have been it. I want to say I had something else, but I can't remember what it was. And that actually probably never sprouted, which is why I don't remember. It might have been like oregano. I don't know. But long story short, all of my herbs died when we moved here. So, but yeah, those are my plants. Hello, it's Thursday, and I thought I would film a quick update for you. I finished Wolf Hall, first and foremost. I wound up finishing this yesterday afternoon, and then I forgot to update you before I went out, and so I just didn't update you yesterday at all. Well, actually, I updated you yesterday morning, but it's about noon on Tuesday now, or Thursday. It's about noon on Thursday now. I did finish Wolf Hall. I gave it 2 stars. I pretty much feel the same way that you guys heard me feel about this. I don't know that I will continue the series unless I do a lot of my own research on what happens in those books beforehand, because I feel like that would be helpful to know. But yeah, I just don't have enough background knowledge, I feel like, for this to really be a good book for me. So kind of disappointing, but also I kind of figured that out at about the 100-page mark. So then instead of starting Grapes of Wrath as an audiobook, which is what I was going to do, I actually got that from my library and found out that it wasn't actually the Grapes of Wrath. It's an adaptation done by the Los Angeles Theater. And it's like 2.5 hours long. It's not the book. It's just like a full cast and like songs and stuff, which is interesting, but not what I was looking for. So instead I got the audiobook of The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This is her memoir. She basically grew up like with nomadic parents who were running from bill collectors and stuff. So I'm at the very beginning right now, clearly, but she's just talking about like being little and living in like a trailer park and being homeless, but not really realizing that that's what was happening. They were sometimes in school, sometimes not. She tells the story at the very beginning where she basically burned half her body when she was 3 because she was cooking hot dogs for herself, and how that was just like normal for her to be like cooking over an open flame in the kitchen, and like that was typical stuff. And then she talks about how like her brother cracked his head open and her parents didn't take him to the hospital. So it's very interesting. It kind of, so far, not in like the religious extremist aspects, but it's reminding me a little bit of the childhood of that girl in educated, so I don't know if it's going to be the same type of thing. I know she's going to grow up and escape this lifestyle that her parents live, but I don't really know what's going to happen with her. And I don't know who Jeanette Walls is, so maybe I'm really stupid, but I have no idea who that is. But I do know this is a movie now as well, so maybe I'll watch the movie when I'm finished with this. I haven't decided. Then I'm still working on A Little Life. I'm still only 60 pages into it, 65, whatever, wherever I have been. I haven't read any more of this since either Monday or Tuesday night, so I can't remember when I read the last of it, but I haven't touched this since. I have since started Spook, and I'm hoping I can finish Spook in the Glass Castle this week, so that way I'll have finished 3 books this week, and then I might try to read, I'm going to try to read more of A Little Life throughout this week and this weekend, so hopefully I'll get to like 300 pages in. I would like to get halfway through to like 400 pages in, but I just, at this point, it's Thursday, I don't know how practical that is. And then I think I'm going to try to read a couple of graphic novels and maybe a play from that Henrik Ibsen bind up that I have. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really know. But those are the books that I have. I don't know if I already mentioned this. It's Matt and I's anniversary today. So I'm making us orange creamsicle cupcakes. So I just went to the grocery store. That's my grocery bag. Because we were almost out of flour. We needed more butter for the buttercream. And then it calls for like fresh orange juice and stuff. So I just went and bought a couple oranges as well. But some cupcake liners because we don't have any. And usually I just use the pan and like spray it with nonstick spray. But I don't know. I thought it would be fun to have like some festive, I thought it'd be fun to have some festive cupcake liners. I have these leaves that I picked up on my walk. And so I'm moving them so I don't crush them with this grocery bag. Which, it doesn't matter. There are tons of leaves on the ground, so I can just go grab more. I also got a candle for 4, because we've been together 4 years. For some reason, Matt and I really enjoy doing this, like, well, I'll show you. Every anniversary, I think it's really funny to get cards that are, like, extremely not correct. Like, I don't know. For example, I got a 4-year-old birthday card for our anniversary. So instead of saying happy birthday, I'm going to cross it out and say anniversary. To one of the coolest, funniest, it says funnest, is that a word? I don't think so. It's one of the coolest, funnest, smartest, nicest 4-year-olds around, but I'm going to say like something like people I've been in a relationship for 4 years around. I don't know, something like that. So that's exciting for me. Oh yeah, and then the things that I needed from the store, grocery-wise, I just got 2 navel oranges, some heavy whipping cream, some flour, which I'm not going to get out because I can't hold it with one hand, some unsalted butter. We just get Land O'Lakes unsalted butter. And I got myself a Diet Coke. I think I'm going to listen to some more Glass Castle while I bake a little bit, essentially. But yeah, and then I'll link the recipe that I used down below. I'm gonna make some cupcakes and listen to my audiobook. I just wanted to check in. Hello, it's time for another reading update. Please ignore the coffee stain on this sweater. It is what it is. I'm not leaving my house in it, but this was like one of my favorite sweaters forever, and I spilled something on it and I've never been able to get it out. And it looks a lot more noticeable on camera than it does in real life, at least that's what I tell myself. So anyways, just ignore it. Pretend like it's not there. Maybe if I hunch, no, we won't do that. A reading update. I am still about 80 pages into Spook. I don't know where I was last time I updated you guys. It's Friday, by the way. I don't think I said that. I've also been terrible at shooting B-roll this week. I shot some on Sunday, and I think that's like the only B-roll I've done. So maybe I'll shoot some interim, and you'll be like, what do you mean? Because I'll put it in between stuff anyways, even though I didn't shoot it on the days that I'll put it. But regardless, I'm still about 80 pages into Spook. I'm on chapter 3. I need to read more of this. I'm also still about 80 pages into A Little Life. Again, I think I mentioned this already, but I'm sort of putting this on the back burner just because it's so long that I don't think I'll finish it. And so I feel like I'd rather read shorter things that I can finish more quickly than dedicate a lot of time to reading this 800-page book that I may be able to finish, if that makes sense. I think it does, but I don't know if you think it does. But yes, as to Spook, so I originally described this as like a scientific look on what happens to the brain when you die. No. It's basically Mary Roach is just exploring different ideas of like what happens in the afterlife. So the first chapter, she's in India looking at reincarnation, and apparently there are like philosophers and scientists in India who when children start talking about like a past life or whatever, they go and document what the child says, and then they find in like usually a nearby village somebody who died around the time that this person was conceived, who like sort of fits basically their description. But she was talking about how it's kind of a faulty science because the people who are trying to prove it are people who believe in it. So instead of it being just like, can you hear Murphy whining? Why are you whining? Instead of it being like a, no, I'm talking to the camera, not you, honey. Come here. You crazy boy. Go lay down. Can you go lay down? Instead of it being, you're not supposed to have like an expectation for how it ends up. You're not supposed to be trying to prove something. You're just supposed to be like observing it. So because they're Hindu and Hindus believe in reincarnation, it's a lot harder to be objective about it. That's, I think, the word I was looking for. So anyways, that's really interesting. I think this book is pretty funny. Like the way that Mary Roach writes is like with a humorous edge, but also it like, at least for the Hindu sections, bordered on disrespectful, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see how the rest of it goes, but I was initially kind of put off by the first like little bit. There was just like one too many digs at being Hindu, basically. And then I am still reading The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This is a memoir basically of growing up in poverty in the United States. I believe it's set during the 60s. It's kind of crazy. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize that poverty to this level exists in the United States, but it still exists today. And so I also think this is pretty relevant with my current coursework. So I'm really enjoying this. And then I haven't yet started, but I'm going to start reading Four Great Plays by Henrik Ibsen. I need to get some stuff. Basically, like last week, I read a couple graphic novels to get through some stuff. This week, I'm going to try to read through these plays. I'm going to try to at least do one or two of them today and tomorrow. And then hopefully, I know there's one that I can listen to as an audiobook. So I'm hoping I can finish this audiobook today. I'm a little over halfway through with it, but I don't know if I'll finish it today, but I'm hoping I can finish this today so that I can listen to A Doll's House this weekend. And then next week, I'm going to be starting a new audiobook, but we'll talk about that when I get to it. And then I have The Watchmen here. So this has a note card in it, but I haven't started reading this yet, so I assume this is from Matt's last reread. But yeah, I'm going to read this, I think, just, again, to give me something quick to get through. But I actually have a lot of coursework this week and this weekend that I need to be working on, so I don't really know. I'm right now, like, in the middle of 5 things. But I'm hoping I can finish this, get, like, 2 or 3 of these read or listened to, read this, and then I would like to finish this, but based on my, like, really slow progress, I don't know if that's going to be the move. But I do want to get pretty, a little bit further in this as well. I wanted to get halfway through this week, and I have picked it up twice, and that's it. So I don't really know if I'm just not in the mood for something that heavy. I think it makes me anxious because of how big it is. So I think I'm getting, like, a little bit of anxiety based on, like, how much is in this book, if that makes sense. Whereas these, like, the plays are, like, 80 pages each, so that's manageable in my brain, and this book is under 300 pages, as well as this book is under 300 pages, and this is a graphic novel. So all of this feels very manageable to me, even though I think reading all of this, I could probably finish this in the time it would take to read, because it's basically 300, 600, 900 pages, basically, between all of this, if you count, like, this, what this would take. But anyways, that's, like, just how my brain works, I guess. So this is the stack that I'm working on now, which is, you know, kind of nuts, but it is what it is. And then I have to remind myself that I did already finish a book this week. So not all is lost. You know, we're making it. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. So we had our anniversary last night. We went and got Chinese food, and I made orange creamsicle cupcakes, which were really, really good, actually, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I'll show you what I got Matt and what Matt got me, because it's pretty exciting stuff. You might not care, but I care. I'm excited about it. So first of all, we went to Whole Foods last night and got some flowers. They're already kind of wilting a little bit, but I just thought this was so pretty. Yeah, they're wilting a lot actually. But, I mean, that's the thing. Flowers die pretty quick. I also think Matt put these in this vase, and I don't know that he cut the stems, so I might pull them out, snip the stems so that they can, like, get some fresh water and see if that revives them a little bit. But, yeah, I think they're so pretty. So this is what I got Matt for our anniversary. It's the 1975's A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships vinyl. So he's been on a 1975 kick recently, and so we don't have any of their stuff on vinyls. We have quite the collection of vinyls, but we didn't have any 1975, so I bought that. And then this is our little like music section of our house. So we have some old band posters, posters from shows that we've been to, or mostly that Matt has been to. And then our record player, our cassette player, our cassettes. Those aren't all of them. We have some of them down there, but those are like the display cassettes. Anyways, the speakers, obviously. And moving on to the kitchen. This is what Matt got me. There, you can see me right there. But a toaster oven. So we haven't owned a toaster oven. My parents always had a toaster oven when I was growing up. We don't even have a toaster or anything, so I was pretty excited to receive this. Also, I realized that I always show me sitting on this couch, which Murphy is on right now while I read. But you can never see that we have stuff hung up on the wall above it. So excuse that it's a little like tilted, but all of these frames we got from Goodwill, and then some of the art we actually got from Goodwill as well, and then other stuff we bought from like local artists, and then one of them obviously is a picture of us. So this is a picture from college of me and my boyfriend and some of our friends. This is, I don't know what this is. Matt bought this online and thought it was cool, so he hung it up. It's by Corey Purvis. Much to think about. I don't know. And then this is a picture of Matt and I in Chicago, framed in this blue frame that we have a matching other thing. So we got this at Goodwill with another thing that we kept the print that was in it in, if that makes any sense. Then this is Daniel Johnston. Well, I have in New York City, obviously you can read, but that's Daniel Johnston is like was a musical artist. So if you're familiar with like Austin, Texas, in the Hi How Are You mural, that was like based on artwork that Daniel Johnston did. And he has a really good documentary. If I can remember the name of it, I'll leave it down below. I think it's like The Devil Inside Me or something like that. That could be wrong. That could be something else. But it's very interesting and worth the watch if you're interested in that kind of thing. This is like a cowboy painting that we thought was really cool, and it just coincidentally like matches the couch and brings in the blue from the other frames. So it like just kind of goes with everything. Then up here we have this black and white like line drawing of houses that I'm obsessed with. We got this at Goodwill, and this is a sketch of a moose that we also got at Goodwill that I also am obsessed with. This is very like Log Cabin, Arkansas to me, and I just think it's great, and I'm obsessed with it, obviously. And then we have two of these cherry blossom paintings. So they were originally sold in a set of 4 at Goodwill, and we only bought 2 of them because we didn't want to hang them up as a set. So we have one over here, and then a bird, a ghost, that's our Halloween decor, and then the other one's over here. And then we have these really ugly gray curtains, which at some point will be changed to something else. And then we are brought to the bookshelf. And this is a sketch that was done by Matt's sister. She has an art website and stuff, so I'll link her stuff down below. She's incredible. She also did our family portrait that's hung at our bedroom and our dog portraits that are in the entryway that I can show you in a second. This is a Little Rock-based artist. I'll have her Instagram link down below. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but we just thought that was really cute. It's like tiny, if you can see the comparison. So we had to buy this little bitty frame because I don't know that we like looked into how big it was going to be when we bought it, but I kind of love it. So, and then we have this, which is, Matt has a whole bunch of MC Escher's like prints. I don't know if he bought a set or what, but we have this one and we have a couple hung up in our room, in our bedroom as well. And then we have these shelves that Matt got me for either our anniversary or my birthday last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember now. That's terrible. But this is the top of a cookie jar that we just thought was really cute. We have a collection of Waffle House mugs that we write on the bottom like what Waffle House they're from and the date we got it. So I guess we're criminals. I don't know. This is a fake succulent that I just put inside of it because I thought that would be cute. I don't know. Then we have these candles. We actually have 2 of them. I think they're just from Target. This is, it used to be a can opener or like a bottle opener, but it broke off. It's from Brussels. One of Matt's friends got it for him while she was studying abroad in Europe. I don't think she was studying abroad in Brussels, but that's what she brought back. And I think it's like, it's a little boy peeing. It's a famous statue. I can't remember what it's called because I'm not cultured. But then we have this, which seems like it would be Halloween decor, but we keep it up all year round. Just as RIP, it's a little tombstone. And then this is what I got Matt for our anniversary last year. Let me see. Yeah. It's a lamp that's a picture of us. Isn't that cute? I think it's so cute. We never use it, but it's over here on our bookshelf, which I will give a tour eventually if I ever, I'll give a tour of the bookshelf if I ever actually like organize it. But on top of the bookshelf, we have some Halloween decor. So we've got a pumpkin and we have a skull. This is that skull that lights up that I showed you guys in the first vlog. We also have our candles over here for the most part. Some of them are in our room and some of them are in our kitchen as well, but we are supposed to be keeping them on here just so we know where they are. But I have this cracking candle that doesn't really smell like anything, but my old roommate got it for me when we lived together. And it's pretty fantastic. Sorry, it just got a little cloudy in here, or outside, but I use natural lighting, whatever. This is a candle we bought last year for Christmas time. It's called Christmas Cheer, and it smells great. This candle we need to throw away, but I'm keeping it because I want to get a candle that has the same scent. This was a specialty Bath & Body Works candle. Scent is strawberry mimosa, so I want another strawberry mimosa candle before I get rid of that one because it's one of my favorite scents of all time. And then we have a cranberry orange, or mandarin, excuse me. These are like activity books, so word searches, coloring book, drawing prompts, Sudoku, etc. And then we just have this dinosaur. I got this from Matt for either his birthday or Christmas because it's his favorite color and it's his favorite dinosaur. So I got that for him one year. And the only other place we have decorated is like our foyer. So I guess I'll take you over there. So then this is our TV and stuff. This is where we have our movies hung up. They're not in any order. I would like to color code them, but the thing is, I would have to color code within Blu-ray because they stack better together, and then not Blu-ray, then it's kind of dark, so I'm going to turn the light on in here. Okay, that is Marvel's portrait, and that's also Marvel's first collar. So again, Matt's sister does these. I'll link her down below in case you're interested. And then this is Murphy's portrait. And that is a collar of pictures of Murphy on it. So I think Matt's sister actually got Murphy that collar as well. And he wore it for a little bit, but we didn't want it to get too grungy. So then we have this painting of a squirrel that we got from, it's like a watercolor. I don't know, but I'm obsessed with it. We've had this for years. Anyways, so that's the other thing that's in our entryway. Kind of random, but is what it is. And then we have this. So that's me. Hello. Hey. And over here we have a pumpkin. That's that pumpkin that I got from Target. This is a disposable. I think it's that we need to use. That's why Matt has it out here. But that's where we keep the dog toys. They're usually in the basket, or like the crate. I don't know. But Murphy likes to pull them out and play with them. But this console table is like an antique that has been in Matt's family for a while, and his mom doesn't want it in her house, but she doesn't want to get rid of it, so we're keeping it for the time being, and it's like perfect for this little area. This mirror we found at the dumpster at our old apartment complex. Someone put it out to like be taken up with bulk trash, and we just thought it was perfect. It needs to be cleaned now, or like wiped down with some like window cleaner or something, but it's in perfect condition. There's some more of those fake succulents right here. This is something that Matt got me for either my birthday or our anniversary one year. I can't remember, but so Roadside America is like a thing that shows you like weird stuff on the side of the highway, like highway attractions for road trips, and we're pretty fond of using those types of things. And then God Bless America is my Instagram and Twitter and stuff, so Matt thought it was funny to do like the combination, so it's Roadside America. Very sweet. This is places we want to go, and we've crossed out places we've been from this list, and then we just have like pictures. So we're not the most gifted. Oh, that's that thing I was telling you about in Austin. Hi, how are you? That's an Andrew Johnson thing. Not Andrew Johnson. Daniel Johnson. Good grief. Who's Andrew Johnson? I don't know. But then over here we have some pictures, and these are just frames that we've had forever, so that's me and Matt at our first Christmas together. That is Matt and Murphy wearing matching cowboy hats. That's Murphy and Marvel. And this used to house a different picture, but right now I like that picture, and this frame is terrible, but it's kind of funny. We got it at Goodwill. Are you sensing a theme? And then we have like a weird Buddy the Elf holding a dinosaur. I don't know what that is from. We have a ghost as part of our Halloween decor that I've had forever. This has moved with me for like 5 or 6 living situations. I don't know where it got it, but it's mine and it's just here. This is my giraffe lamp that I had when I was little. And then over here we collect keychains, or we've started to. So these are just keychains from places we've been that we keep hanging on the wall. And then we have this pumpkin that has been mine since I was like probably in 3rd or 4th grade. I used to hang it on my bedroom door at home before I moved out. So that's some of our Halloween decor. And this lamp, there it is. So this lamp, we have this random light bulb that's like stained glass. So we have it in here. I don't really know why. That's that. And we also, I think for our 2nd anniversary, or maybe it was our 1st anniversary, got Matt this. I think it was our 2nd, because I think I have graduation pictures in here. Let me check. This Christmas trip to Austin. Yeah, graduation. So this must have been our 2nd anniversary, or maybe Valentine's Day. But this is one of those viewfinder things. And it's custom, so it's just pictures of us that I put in there, which I think is hilarious and super cute. That's probably the best gift I've ever gotten Matt. Matt is typically really good at gifting things to me, and I'm terrible at giving him gifts. So anyways, that's that. That's my home tour. Thanks for watching. wanted to check in one more time. It's actually Sunday, so technically this week's vlog is over, but I never did an outro or anything. We did end up having friends come hang out and watch football with us yesterday, and so I just was hanging out with them and I wasn't worried about updating this vlog, but now I am just gonna go ahead and sign off. My reading's pretty much the same. I did finish The Glass Castle on Friday, so that means I finished, I think, 2 books this week, which is not great. I had a really bad reading week, but I also had a lot of school stuff going on, so we did also go to the pumpkin patch and stuff, so you would have seen the footage from that. I don't think I took very much, just because, to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot to film, and there were a lot of people around, so I didn't really want to, like, get them in the shot or anything. So yeah, if you enjoyed this vlog and you made it this far, thank you so much. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you would like to. I also have my social medias down in the description box if you want to follow me around on any of those, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye!